Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 165. Very different style intro there for everybody just to kind of change things up.
The all right was missing. Sadly.
Yeah, nobody's going to listen to this anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Episode 165. It is June 28th, 2023 is the year. And, you know,
it's the off season.
Still the off season, I suppose would be my next comment there, is that we're still in the midst of the off season and we still have, 5 months almost, well, less than 5 months until the season. So,
Yeah, we haven't been on for, how long's it been?
I think we were on June 1st.
June 1st. Okay. So within the month, I mean, that's something, right?
And our last episode headliner was something that is now just completely done anyway. Like it was, Jeremiah Williams. And then now it's just, he's gone. Yeah. We'll get into that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so it's the off season. I went on vacation. You've been playing a lot of golf, getting ready for the, NHL draft tonight?
Yeah, NHL draft, 2 hours. I'll be on playback tonight if anybody wants to jump in. And, I'm sure most of the people that would watch me on playback or watch this don't really pay attention to the NHL. But, you
never know.
Who knows? Probably a bunch of loser Blackhawk fans. All right, moving along here.
Bradley, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by.
Should we do the logo thing, because I don't like not having a logo?
Yeah, I think we reveal the logo. We've been in talks for a good 3 weeks with this company.
Yeah.
We had some debate. Eventually, a wheel spin picked our logo. So I don't know.
I feel like we've been talking about it a lot. Like I've been tweeting some things about it. Like I just tweeted a picture that said the word logo.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of hype, and it's gonna fall flat on its face probably. Hopefully not. I don't know.
I'm a big fan of the new logo. So
well, we'll probably get cease and desisted by the University of Illinois. All right, we're not affiliated with the University of Illinois, but if they want to do that, that's fine. We'll just go back to square one and go back to the old logo. But anyway, right. Yeah, I mean,
or they can take part of our $40 we've made off this thing.
Yeah, if they want that. I mean, it is more than that, but okay. Over the last, we've been doing this for 4 years.
A long time,
yeah. Okay, I'm just going to pull up this animation thing. It's like 4 seconds long. It's totally sick. And I'm just, it's not going to mute our mics while I do this, but that's what the logo looks like.
There it is.
So I'm just going to pop it on the screen in the top right here. I feel like, I think some people might look at that and be like, well, there's not very much orange there, fellas. And then I'd be like, hey, the usage of the logo outside of the transparency version is going to be all in an orange background probably. So there'll be plenty of orange. So, and we do have a different shade of orange now than what we had previously. So that's a change overall.
Yeah.
It's all in alignment with the University of Illinois' colors, with the color codes.
Yeah, we're definitely getting sued.
Hey, I mean, everybody else does it, so
that's right. I thought the basketball podcast was going to be in orange. Did that change?
No, we went with the white for that, and mainly because of the orange background.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
The orange is, somewhat evident in some spots. I mean,
Yeah, it looks great. I think it looks great. If you guys don't like it, it's Ethan's fault. So
if you don't like it, the University of Illinois is probably going to sue us anyway. So
yeah, we'll get it changed. But
yeah,
right now this is us. New brand. We got new things coming. I don't know if you want to talk about any of the things we got coming.
Maybe later. Yeah, I give this logo 6 months before it's gone, but we'll see.
What do you mean?
Just talking into existence about how the University of Illinois is going to see this and be like, these sons of bitches.
That's all right.
And hopefully they don't do that. But
I don't know how they can. I mean,
if they do, I am going to go after them like nobody's ever gone after them. So,
all right.
Not in a law way, but in like a like a talking shit about them way. So there you go. trying to upload all these to our platforms so everything stays above board here. The one thing I like about the logo the most, I would say, is that the quality that I'm able to upload it in is very good. Probably because I didn't make it would be the big reason there. And I also want to show up on screen here. This YouTube thing is such a joke. God, I hate YouTube. Okay. Hold, please. Trying to pull up another part of this that I have here. Also, I just messed around with this for like 20 seconds just to mess around, and that obviously doesn't line up at all. Anyway, I also have a picture for what our episode covers are going to look like now, which the font is weird.
On YouTube. I love the font. I think the font looks great.
Like it looks weird if I added more words to it.
Probably, but
because I tried to write Jeremiah Williams decommits, and the L's just get it. It makes it look like it's a 3-year-old wrote it. But when it just looks like this,
clean,
I think that looks fine.
Yeah.
So, that's what it's going to look like cover wise for everybody to enjoy. I would say they probably will very much enjoy.
42 DMs about how our cover photos don't get us clicks. So,
yeah, one thing about the process of the logo was, you gotta deal with some sales pitches.
Yeah,
you got to deal with people trying to sell you on more than what you bought, and that's just part of the business. I understand it. Not that it's not annoying occasionally, but you got to dodge some bullets here and there, and that's what I feel like has been done or was done throughout the process of that. And I also will say a little bit here that we are, since nobody's even listening to this, obviously they'll listen later, hopefully, but
so they'll listen to it. They won't be able to see the logo.
They're watching on YouTube later, whatever. God, I mean, you're listening and watching at the same time. Okay. One thing that I will reveal is that we are going to be getting a new introduction video part and audio part of the podcast. So no more of the stupid 30-second countdown that's really annoying at this point from StreamYard. So we're going to be changing that at some point. Hopefully we can get that done before our next episode, which our next episode at this point, who knows? I mean, if Illinois fills the last scholarship spot, then I guess we'd have an episode, but who knows if they're going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, you want to talk about basketball?
I guess. I mean,
I guess. Here we go. That's what we do, right?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Our last episode was Jeremiah Williams coming to Illinois. This episode, Jeremiah Williams decommits from Illinois.
Yeah, tough scene. Can't say this is that surprising, right?
Yeah, I think it's weird that Brad was still kind of talking about him a little bit. But with the injury and, I don't know if he didn't have the credits to transfer yet, what exactly went on with this, but it's not shocking, I guess.
I always kind of thought it was weird that he came here in the first place, really.
I thought it was weird, the timing of it. Illinois missed out on, don't remember the kid's name now. Go ahead. Thank you. What was that kid's name? Ray J. Dennis. Jeez.
Yeah, there you go.
It's been too long. It's been too long. Anyways, and then it was the next day, right? Was it the next day or that?
I thought it was the same. It was the same day.
Yeah, that same day, Jeremiah Williams committed to Illinois. There was quite a long period without him actually signing, though. So I think that kind of gave it away that there might be something going on there. So Illinois thought maybe this was going to be their point guard. I don't know. It's weird. Steve, what's going on?
There was a lot of hurdles to clear with him being able to play, whether it was the waiver or the Achilles. So
yeah. I would put it as maybe a 15% chance he would have even suited up next year. So I don't think it's a huge loss for Illinois. I don't know if they fill the scholarship spot. You know how Brad likes keeping one open. Antonio Reeves is now staying at Kentucky. Who else is even out there? Toussaint left West Virginia, but he's being pursued by other schools.
Yeah.
Illinois is not interested in him.
They reached out, but they're not really.
And then Quinterly, I don't think Illinois is talking to him. But
no,
he
I tweeted the eyeball emojis, just kind of hey, nice little conversation starter, and everybody's like, oh, it's not going to happen, 0% chance, 0% chance. Yeah, cool guys, don't care, honestly, don't care,
yeah,
at all. I honestly don't even know if I can say how much I don't. Like, I really, really, really don't care.
Yeah.
So suck on that, Twitter clowns. Anyway.
Bradley says, and there's allegations of gambling within the Iowa State program with Jeremiah Williams. Possible involvement.
Good. Very nice.
Oh, I'm glad we dodged that bullet. So Illinois back to square one, back to needing a point guard, or you think they got their point guard? It seems like
I think they have their point guard.
Seems like the videos they've been sharing on Twitter and Facebook, it's pretty clear that Ty Rodgers is going to be the point guard.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I was right. You were all wrong. So
yeah. And I was last year when Brad said that Ty Rodgers was going to run the point some, I was skeptical, but I am on board with Ty Rodgers being our point guard.
Should I
go ahead.
Should I just throw this up on screen the whole time just to kind of
there you go.
Because people that are just jumping in might not notice.
That's right.
So yeah. There we go. We're just gonna have this on screen the whole time.
That sounds good.
It looks so much different on my screen than it does on the screen for the stream. The color looks different. My eyes, whatever. Anyway, Ty Rodgers is going to be the point guard, guys. We could just go ahead and get that out there.
Yeah, and
Justin Harmon is coming here.
The only problem I see with Ty Rodgers being the point guard is his shooting ability,
which doesn't matter. On good teams, it doesn't matter.
I agree. I think that he's surrounded with enough guys that can shoot. You got Damas coming in. You got Luke Goody. So I think that he's always been, I mean, when he played for Team USA and all that, they always talked about how he was a guy that played for his team. He doesn't care about how many points he puts up or things like that. So I really think that Ty Rodgers could come into this role. I know he's going to be a sophomore, but I think that he can run this team, and I think he has that kind of leadership, the will to get his team to win any way he can. I did see Scott Ritchie did a one-on-one with Brad Underwood, and he said, Brad said about Ty Rodgers, quote, the instinctual plays to win a game, get on the floor, do all those things, makes him invaluable. So we always knew that Brad loved Ty anyways. So he loves all his players except for, the ones that he lets go. So
should we do this screen? Looks kind of funny. Hold on. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Hold on. Boom. That looks weird. Doesn't look weird at all, does it?
Perfect.
Yeah. Nailed it.
It's a little grainy, but that's okay.
Well, we're just going to go ahead and, there we go. Whoa. Okay. There we go. All right. What was I going to say? Okay, let's think about this for a second. When you think about what this team could do offensively, and I'm not saying that they are UConn from last year. I'm not even coming close to saying that, but I will say the two primary ball handlers for UConn last year were Tristan Newton and Andre Jackson. Andre Jackson can't shoot. He can do everything else.
Yeah.
And Tristan Newton, so I would kind of view it as obviously Terrence Shannon's a better player than Tristan Newton, but, and he's Tristan Newton more of a point guard overall, but like Shannon can handle the ball, I guess, if you need him to, or whoever's playing the two, whether it's Shannon or Harmon can do that.
Yeah.
In spots. And then you have Ty Rodgers doing the CEO, Andre Jackson type thing, which is kind of just running the show, doing everything else other than shoot.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of worries me with Ty Rodgers running the point is like in a pick and roll situation, they'll be able to slack off of him, things like that. But I think Illinois will figure that out. We'll see how much pick and roll offense they actually run, since they can't set screens anyways. So, yeah, but I'm fine with Ty Rodgers. Give me Ty Rodgers. Give him the keys and see what he can do. So, Steve says, I hope they run with the team they have. Harris started 7 games last year and will improve. Rodgers did well closing the year, and with a few other guards, they will be just fine. Yeah, I don't think Illinois is going after anybody else.
Whoa, I just brought up a picture of Hoy Lake there, everybody. Check it out. There you go. Beautiful golf course, home of the 2023 Open Championship. It's my wallpaper. That's why it showed up. I did LACC. I'll do this one as well. Anyway, beautiful golf course. Okay. Boy, if people are listening to this is a tough listen, no doubt. I wish everybody well on listening to this podcast because that's tough. But
yeah. All right.
You missed the 2025 thing? Did you say that one?
Oh, no. Brad also said during that one-on-one interview about the class of 2025, of course, teams can now reach out. I don't know when that was, a couple weeks ago, a week ago. He said, quote, I think the 25 class, I don't even know what normal is anymore, but it will get us back to some sense of normal recruiting post-COVID eligibility. So I guess class of 2025 is finally, I thought 2024 was, well, I don't even know. Like, so guys are done staying an extra year next year. Is that what I'm getting at? That's what I think I'm getting at.
I don't even know.
I'm just ready for it to be over.
Yeah, I mean,
you can play 8 years these days, so I guess it really doesn't matter. So
I'd love to play 8 years of college basketball. I think I've realized more this year than ever before that I just hate college basketball off seasons because they're never ending.
Yeah.
Like Quinterly entering the portal on June 25th is like, Jesus, does this ever end?
Yeah. And that's why, and Illinois has put offers out there to guys. We don't really cover those just because until they sign, we really don't care. I mean, we'll talk about commits and stuff like that, but we're not going to sit here and tell you every offer Illinois has put out there because they put out like 150 a year. So
yeah, and good luck to Jeremiah Williams. What a run at Illinois! What a run!
Yeah, he'll be put as one of the greats, I assume.
No doubt. Rafters guy for sure.
Yeah. On to the guys that are actually going to show up to Illinois. One that actually already did, Quincy Guerrier, posted on June 22nd that he has finally landed or something like that on Instagram. I don't know what he said. Touchdown finally, I think is what he said. So Quincy is there. He's on campus. Last that I heard about Justin Harmon, you said that he's coming for sure after you spent weeks telling me this kid's not coming. He's still working on necessary credits to graduate, and I will look up those text messages here shortly. So, but yeah, Quincy's there. Justin Harmon's there. They've started summer workouts. The guys are together. They're playing, doing things. Ty Rodgers running the point. So,
yeah, and since there's a few more people in here, if we could get any feedback on the logo and
yeah, what are your thoughts?
Just run this again. Just so
said nice insignia. I assume he's talking about the logo.
So he's talking about the TV.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Who has a TV?
In general,
I'm so confused. Jay, what's going on? Definitely the shooting and off the pick and roll are the two major question marks with Rodgers. I agree. So,
I guess we'll go to the next thing.
Yeah, just what everybody wants to talk about. Brandin Podziemski gets drafted 19th by the Warriors.
Woo!
You had this insider knowledge somehow before he got drafted. Top 20. I'm shocked.
I'm not shocked. I thought maybe like 21 or 22, but
I think 19, the only reason he went is because Steve Kerr's there. So,
I don't even know what that means, but sure.
He's a shooter. He likes shooters.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so Brad Underwood caught a lot of hate on Twitter and such. Logo looks like poop. Was that a poop emoji? What was that? that thumbs up. All right. Yeah. So everybody basically said that Brad Underwood cannot evaluate talent now. That's his big thing. He sucks at evaluating talent.
Tough.
Brandin Podziemski is going on this big thing about how he was told he's not good enough. Shared some Instagram photos about it. Brad Underwood apparently told him that. I don't know. This is just what I'm told by Brandin Podziemski himself.
I mean, why? Like, why? You know? I mean, why? I don't like, dude. You got drafted. Like, this is where I feel like his stupid dad is probably, getting in his ear about, you got to say this, you got to say, like, a guy pretty much hijacked the interview and completely spoke for his son at the draft. That guy is a weirdo. Okay, I don't give a shit if he sees this or not. You're a weirdo, dude.
How do you think he cares about Illinois anymore?
Oh,
his kid's in the draft, or his kid got drafted.
Yeah,
Jay said was Pod's the highest draft pick from Underwood.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Not only did he go before where Iowa went, he went like way before.
Way before.
But seriously, I mean, if you get drafted and most of the chatter after you get drafted is either about how your dad hijacked the interview on TV or, I got DMs from him. Now I see how big of a weirdo this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we never had any interaction with him. He liked some of our tweets, I think.
Yeah.
But other than that, he seems like a weird guy.
Yeah. So. And Brandin Podziemski did what Brandin Podziemski needed to do to elevate his game and to make it, because he always said, I mean, even when he came to Illinois, he said he wanted to play in the NBA. I think every kid says that comes to college, sure. But I mean, he got to go to a team where he got to run the offense. He got to do what he wanted. Even if he stayed at Illinois, he wasn't ever going to be that guy. So to be mad at Brad Underwood for not keeping him and saying, I can give you 15 minutes a game, because I'm sure that he didn't say you're not good enough or whatever, you suck. I'm sure he didn't say that exactly. He said, I can give you 10 to 15 minutes a game. I'm sure that's what he said. And for people to think that he probably should have played more as a freshman, I see it, maybe played some of RJ's minutes and Luke's minutes.
How about some of DeMonte's minutes? My God.
Yeah. DeMonte was never going to sit. And Podziemski couldn't guard. You can't say that kid could guard in the Big Ten. So I don't know.
I mean, dude, he just got drafted 19th overall. Like, why do we have to go on this I'm not good enough tour? I mean, nobody gives a shit. Just go play in the NBA, dude.
I agree.
I'm telling you, it's his dad putting this stuff in his ear. I guarantee it.
Trying to see how many minutes like everybody averaged, but
4.
Hold on, like Goody and RJ. How many minutes did they average as freshmen?
Yeah, it seems like it took you a while to find that. I'll find it pretty quick here.
Well, my dog's starting to bark, so give me
right. That's okay. Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, so Goody averaged 8.9 minutes per game his freshman year. RJ 8.5, Podge 4.3. So
they could have gave him 2 more minutes a game?
Goody 8.9, RJ 8.5, Podge 4.3. So they both doubled his minutes pretty much.
Doesn't know talent. He brought him to Illinois. I agree. All you can do is bring him here. You can't necessarily keep him here. So yeah, I mean, you want to be mad at somebody. I mean, if people should be mad, they should be mad that Wisconsin fans should be mad that they didn't even offer the kid a scholarship. How's that?
Yeah, it's not like he showed us a ton either when he did play. I mean, he was fine, but
Pods took more shots than Matthew Meyer, and his team still sucked. Okay. Jay says, I think Underwood needs to start playing more players who can score and shoot instead of a one-trick pony defensive player. Yeah, I mean, I assume you're talking about DeMonte more than anybody else, but I mean, Brad won the Big Ten that year. I mean, are we really questioning how much playing time this kid got as a freshman when you win the Big Ten title? Is that what we're doing? I mean, are we just that miserable as Illini fans that that's what we want to complain about?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I'm happy for him. We were both Podziemski fans. We both loved him.
I tweeted about it,
Yeah, I wish that he would have played more too, but that team they had too many super seniors.
I blame Alfonso Plummer. It's Alfonso Plummer's fault.
That's true. Plummer doesn't come. We get to see
playing more, and then Podge is right behind him.
Yeah.
So Good is the only one left. So there you go. And RJ's playing at Georgia. So
yep. Good luck to Brandon.
Good
luck. That's all I gotta say. Sorry you couldn't stick around anymore. I didn't want to talk about this next one, but he's your boy, so here we are. Matthew Meyer signs a summer league deal with the Rockets.
Why do we look back on Matthew Meyer at Illinois like he was bad here?
I don't. I just
he was very good.
He was good until he was bad.
Bullshit. He was good the whole year. That? He was good the whole year.
How many minutes did he play in that Arkansas game?
Dominant. Well, that's Brad being a bad coach.
Yes.
Ever since the Michigan game, Meyer lost his fastball. Shot 1 for 20 from 3 in the last 3 games, but that's because his teammates around him sucked. There you go.
All right, yeah.
Which is a majority of that roster now, yeah.
Yeah, great, good.
But I don't know. I just feel like we're gonna look back on Meyer's time as if he wasn't good when that's just factually incorrect, folks. 21 points against Texas, 21 points against everyone's favorite powerhouse, Alabama A&M, 17 against Northwestern, 19 against Michigan State, 19 against Minnesota, 26 against Wisconsin, 21 against Iowa, 24 against Indiana, 22 against Minnesota, 24 against Michigan. Need I go on, folks? I won't go on because he had 1 for 20 from 3 in the next game, 3 games. But he did have 16 against Purdue and also got attempted murder by Zach Edey. Really shut down his season. Let's be honest.
That is true. Broken tailbone and caffeine overdose. So
yeah,
I don't think people were as mad at I think they were more mad about his work ethic than anything.
But we saw all year that he's a weird guy.
He is. He's a strange dude. So
I don't know what else we expected. I mean, you really want Pete Nance, that boring guy? I mean, come on. At least have some fun while you suck.
True.
They were at a 9 seed and they sucked and had fun. Kind of had fun. I don't know. Felt like maybe some locker room issues there. Yeah. Sky Clark is a bitch.
Yep.
Thoughts on that? No.
That sounds correct.
Yeah. If anybody, what former Illini or current college basketball player that was at Illinois is number 1 on the most disliked by the Illini fan base list? Is it Sky Clark? I mean, it's probably Sky Clark.
Yeah.
But I feel like Epps is a pretty close second because the Epps thing is very annoying. Because that guy was pretty much going to play for Ed Cooley in January this year.
Yeah. He, they talk about that game where he shut down. Ant Wright posted on Twitter all about it. Yeah. Sad boy.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Jay says all talked about Epps like he was the second coming. Give me a break.
Epps will be good. He'll have a good career. Jay says, I'm looking forward to the season. Team has to do better scoring wise and from 3. Bench should be better too. Yeah, I think, adding some shooters, even though they're slightly better, they're not amazingly better. Getting Goody a full season, I think is going to be good. So Steve says attitude of a team is more important. Last year's team was one of the worst I can remember. If people need to bitch about Underwood, not me, that is the area that needs to improve. I agree. And I feel like this was the first year of that, though, since Brad has been here, right? I don't remember the teams being like, but again, you had, Trent Frazier and DeMonte and Io and like those guys that want to lead a team. And I think the problem was they had too many guys that wanted to be there, but not lead the team. They wanted to be the guy, but nobody was good at leading them. Coleman Hawkins has made statements that that's not how it's going to be this year. Hopefully that changes. So I'm correct. First time I ever heard that. Thank you. Appreciate it. On to more NBA stuff, just because this dropped today. I really don't even know what it means because I don't pay attention to the NBA enough. But Io is a restricted free agent. Can you tell me what that means, Ethan?
I mean, this is kind of embarrassing that I have to explain this to you, but I will say the NBA system is very confusing. Although restricted free agency is a thing in every sport, essentially, really, what this comes down to, folks, is that he could get offer sheeted by other teams, and there's a qualifying offer, but he'll probably just re-sign with the Bulls on a new contract or just take the qualifying offer. Which I would assume the qualifying offer for somebody like him is probably like $7 million or something. Just ballpark. So more than likely he'd be back with the Bulls next year if I had to guess.
I saw a thing where him and Colby White? Is that his name?
Kobe.
Jesus. Is that what I said? Colby.
No.
They're both. So, but they're saying that they can't get both of them back. I'm just trying to find something that you can talk about. I feel like I just rambling on. You sit there doing nothing.
Io's restricted. Io's offer, qualifying offer is $5.2 million. So
$5.2 million.
Yeah, he'll probably be back with the Bulls. I feel like Kobe White's a player that the Bulls have been talking trades about or trying to trade for like 3 years. So I don't think he'll be back. But they also just gave Vucevic $60 million, which is like, okay, I guess you really don't want to win at all, guys. No offense to Vucevic, but like, come on.
Why do you care? You're a Suns fan.
I'm just saying, observing, the franchise that was once had its shoulder, was put on Michael Jordan's shoulders and won 6 championships, and they've been a disaster since then. And they still praise Derrick Rose like he's the greatest thing ever. It's like, dude, talk about the Derrick Rose thing. Is like, oh, if he wouldn't have gotten hurt, it's the most overhyped thing in the history of the NBA. So take that, Bulls fans.
Yeah, okay. Enough NBA talk. Back to Illinois basketball. Josh Whitman, the athletic director at Illinois, basically said that he's not worried about how Illinois does in the tournament. It has no bearing on Brad Underwood's job. And he said, quote, more people need to understand that the regular season is a great snapshot of where the program stands. I believe that I got this from Scott Ritchie too. It might've been one of the other guys, but shout out to Scott Ritchie, I guess. He said Illinois' AD Josh Whitman made it clear Wednesday that the NCAA tournament results has not been and will not be a barometer for Brad Underwood's program. This has to make the Illinois fan base irate.
I think he's half. I think I agree with one thing that you could take away from this is like, well, we probably shouldn't be satisfied with continually losing in the first 2 days of the tournament every year.
Well, I think that he probably thinks that, that's not going to continue to happen also.
Well, he'd be wrong, but whatever. Yeah, I think the regular season matters a lot if you're getting to the tournament and going over 500 in the Big Ten every year. Which did Illinois go 10-10 last year? I think they were 10-10 in the Big Ten.
I believe that's correct.
So close enough. They were 14-6, 16-4 the 2 years before that, I believe. So I definitely don't think you fire Underwood because of what happens in the tournament. But if you don't make it, that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, you look at John Gross. John Gross. Oh, we got this. Steve says Gross. Love the spelling. Didn't have any talent, but they played hard. We got excited over 3 stars back then. Yeah, well, you didn't have anything else to get excited about. John Gross, regular season, he was 95 and 74. Brad Underwood, 93 and 64.
You know, Illinois was a quality representation of like one of the worst. I'm getting distracted by things on TV. My God, one of the worst schools in football and basketball combined. When Gross was there, the football program was like at an all-time low, as was the basketball program.
Yeah.
And it's very modern sports fan to be mad about where the basketball program is right now. So the fact
I agree.
That,
I know that, not making it to the second weekend of the tournament is annoying people at this point, right? But I agree with Whitman. I mean, you win a Big Ten title, you win a Big Ten tournament. I don't know what you can be mad about. I mean, it seems like people just want to be mad about anything they can be. I mean, Podziemski is one of that. Brad Underwood not going out and getting a point guard, him trusting the guys that he recruited to be able to run his team, is kind of annoying to me that people think, oh, you got to get some big drop in the transfer portal. Well, then they get mad at Matthew Meyer. You get a big name, get mad at him. It's just it's a vicious circle of being an Illinois basketball fan.
I think we dodged a bullet and would have been falling into a trap with Ray J. Dennis. Not that Ray J. Dennis isn't a good player. He would have been automatically like the second or third best player on the team, but the trap of a score first point guard.
Yeah.
And this Jeffrey guy's about to piss me off. So go ahead.
Jeff says at some point Brad has to be held accountable for what?
Yeah, accountable for making the program good again. About to enter their fifth straight season of relevance.
Yeah.
Made the tournament 3 years in a row. Obviously, all three draws they've gotten in the tournament have been hard.
Yeah.
Like Arkansas got to the Sweet 16 and lost to UConn.
Yep.
Loyola Chicago was like a elite
top 10
metrics
Ken Palm team.
AC. Yeah. And the other one was Houston, who got to the Elite Eight, lost to Villanova that year. So it's like
and then
Houston
was a 1 seed last year, right?
Yeah, they're not losing to dud schools in the tournament. Like they've hard draws, and obviously I think they should have gotten to the Sweet 16 at least one of the 2 years that they didn't. Like they probably should have beaten Loyola Chicago.
Yeah,
but like, what are we holding him accountable for? Getting a ton of talent here, stabilizing the program. Like, I don't think that fans understand, like, if you fire Brad, what the hell do you do? What are you going to hire Chester Frazier and think that it's going to get better? That's just ridiculous. So I'm sure Jeffrey, I'd like to hear, his rebuttal to that, but it feels like an insane comment to say about a guy who's done nothing but bring Illinois back to relevance and has won a lot of games, and they've had a lot of success in his time here.
Chester did tweet the other day something that caught my eye about
fire him.
No, about he said, I found it right here. Passing the ball and standing in the same spot you pass from is an offense killer. Move, cut, interchange. So I'm going to pin this tweet somewhere. I don't know how you do that. And then next year when they don't move, we'll come back to it.
Sure. That'll be good. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was that Podge's dad on a burner that said Brad has to be held accountable or something? Brad gets stuck. I think there's something to him being stubborn, right? I think in some ways, but also he's won a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's stuck with that terrible switching defense for probably 2 games longer than he should. Finally changed it. You think we see that again this year?
Absolutely. They could do it. Why not?
I can't wait.
Well, okay, RJ looked like he never played basketball in that defense, and Meyer didn't care.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll care more with guys like Harmon doing it, or guys like Damask or Goody back, or Rogers in it again, or Sincere. I think there's a little bit more energy this year.
I think there's a little bit more fight in the guys that they have this year. So I think Coleman would like to get out of here before, making it out of the first round, second round, first weekend.
I also think Dane Danger is probably about to turn into Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, let's be honest. Dane looks like a stud out there in the pictures and such.
Yeah, I think he had that same last year too. So, we'll see. We'll see. Are we done? Summer plans? Are we ready for summer plans for the podcast?
Yeah, I kind of just wrote this and then didn't think about it at all.
Good.
I don't know what we're going to do. I'd like to do a few more episodes in the summer. I just don't really know what. I'd like to have some guests on, but it's kind of hard to get guests because you can't get players because they want you to pay you, or they want paid, which is, I mean, what has happened to our society?
Still
like
out there.
You're making enough NIL money. Yeah. And then I was like looking into some other options for guests, and it was like, okay, I'm not going to do that. So I just like to shout out Deion Thomas for coming on our podcast because
about the only guy that ever got back to us.
Yeah, D Brown, damn shame,
Maybe I'll DM Coleman Hawkins.
Io didn't come on, damn shame.
Yeah. Io didn't even respond. Shocker.
Yeah, Damask didn't respond.
Damask didn't respond. Goes on somebody else's.
I won't go where I was about to go. It's tough. It's tough.
We could probably get your favorite Illini to come.
Yeah. Anyway,
Bardo?
No? Yeah, probably we could try that. Maybe Brad Underwood comes on. We were like, we were probably at like the 35-yard line on getting him on last time. Like we were a couple dink and dunk throws over here. Might have had him on. So
maybe offer him a free round to Edgewood. We'll get him.
Sure. And also, hopefully the University of Illinois doesn't have a problem with our logo. I don't think they will, but maybe. So
we're irrelevant to them.
We should be, but you never know.
Steve says I might forgive Bill Self and would maybe bring him back as a coach. Other than that, wouldn't want to trade Underwood.
Yeah, if there was a way they could get Bill Self back, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Brad P says once Calipari gets fired from Kentucky, can Brad bring Orlando back and fire Jeff Alexander?
That would be great.
Ethan caught a lot of heat for offering up Jeff Alexander on Twitter.
I was being nice. I was like, hey, West Virginia.
To West Virginia. I mean,
why do people care?
I don't know why. What? I don't have any insider of how the program is ran, but what has Jeff Alexander done is what I need to know. He brought Moretti, I guess. There's one.
He's an offensive guru.
He brought Perrin, which lasted a month and a half. He loves traveling the world.
He loves sitting and eating popcorn with Brad at high school games.
Yeah, he
for
loves
Cole
going
Serta.
to high school games. Yeah, Cole Serta didn't land him.
Swinging a miss.
Shucks.
Yeah, I mean, what a joke.
Jeffrey says Brad's stubbornness cost us Loyola a game in the tourney, in my opinion. I agree.
I think Porter Moser being a great coach cost us the Loyola game and having a great game plan. Like, I don't think Illinois could have really, even with adjustments, they probably still don't win that game. But definitely didn't adjust. I agree.
Yeah, and
I actually think it was Chin Coleman's fault, but that's just me.
Well, what's his face? Why can't I think of his coach? The coach. What was that dude's name?
Jesus, I mean,
Stephen Gentry.
No context at all. Wow.
Stephen Gentry. That's who I blame. What? Yeah. I'm not good on the fly.
Whoever listens to this is just going to be like, Jesus, I can't believe I ever actually listened to this podcast.
Why? Because you're not. Because all you're doing is looking at your phone and.
Why? It's a lot going on. A lot going on.
So.
Yeah, I what do they expect though? It's June. I mean, we're not supposed to be on our A game right now.
That's right. I don't have anything to talk about. But yeah, I will say that Brad not going away from the pick and roll and them, checking Io out to the half court line the whole time was a big reason why Illinois lost against Loyola. So Brad, sure, he's the head coach. He should be blamed. But again, that Loyola team was not a 9 seed. So
Thought they were an 8.
Whatever seed they were.
They might have been a 9. Well, they played Georgia Tech, and they played Georgia Tech without Georgia Tech's best player, Moses Wright, was out. I feel like I want to look that up, though. I don't want to forget this one.
Does it matter? 8, 9?
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember. What did I say? I felt like they were at.
You said 8. I said 9. You said 8. I'm an idiot. Look,
they were an 8. They were an 8. Nice try.
It's literally on our thing. Idiot.
Did you know that they scored 71? Loyola Chicago scored 71 points against Georgia Tech and 71 against Illinois. How about that? Fun fact. So, yeah, Orlando Antigua's coming back. Jeff Alexander's gone, even though apparently Jeff Alexander might be the head coach in waiting behind Brad at this point, given his level.
I think that, from what I've seen, when you posted that everybody would rather have Jeff Alexander than Brad Underwood. So
I want to see if I can find a couple responses to that here.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we'll reach out on Twitter, do like a mailbag type episode next.
Yeah, we could do that.
If you're listening on YouTube, if you have any questions you want us to talk about or anything you want us to talk about, leave them in the comment section. Also, like, subscribe.
Stuff. I'm gonna pull up this tweet in the screen here for everybody, but the first comment says clickbait.
Yep.
Are you clicking on an image of Jeff Alexander?
He also called us an unknown podcast. I don't know what he's talking about. And you're worried about our logo.
I was just having a good time, and everybody gets all mad. Honestly, what does it matter? Why do people care? So I said, can I interest West Virginia and Jeff Alexander? ? Sources indicate he would be a terrific coach for Kerr Kriisa. ! Says that it's a joke, guys.
Obviously.
Greg White, who's an idiot, said clickbait ... That would indicate there's an article here or something. Like he's thinking he could have just said fake news. That would have been a lot better.
That would have been way better. Yeah.
Kyle Thomas, who is obviously an idiot as well. No and hell no. Illinois is where he needs to be. 6 exclamation points in that response. And very bizarre, I will say. I don't understand what he does that he needs to be. I don't know. Is there like a protection clause against coaches? Like you can't steal coaches because you need to protect Jeff Alexander.
Are you reporting that guy? Oh, that's
this ad is. No interest, guys. Is it true? There's rumors about Kerr Kriisa maybe coming to Illinois. No, he is staying at West Virginia. Andrew Turner, another idiot. Are you kidding? ? I am kidding, but also Jeff Alexander stinks. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. If we want to have Brad on, I shouldn't say that.
That's true.
Jeff Alexander is a terrific. Yeah, he's not. I said it was a joke, and I told people to relax. Actively shut up, Illini fan _818. You think that you're what an idiot. You think that you're like a moral compass for Illinois fans. Actively hoping one of our coaches. What does me hoping have to do with anything?
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff. So stupid.
Yeah. So I know that last year we tried to get together with Armchair Illini to do a podcast with them. We're working on that. I did get invited to a different podcast that wanted to talk about our podcast. It's called Garage Beer Shenanigans. I'm sure you would enjoy that since you enjoy alcoholic beverages once in a while. So I might go on that with them. They got some interesting stuff.
Promote our stuff, right? And we did do the brew party a couple times.
Yeah. I think he's
pretty hot commodity in the Illini streets. Yeah. People want to.
Still waiting for Dion to bring us on his, like he said he would. But
that would have been big for us, no doubt. But hey, what can you do? You're not going to blame him for that. We were lucky to have him on. And I still have his phone number if you want me to give him a call sometime. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we could always bring him back. Run it back.
We could. I remember the big topic of discussion with the Dion episode was Andre Curbelo, so pretty far removed from that.
It's true.
Where did he go again? It was Mississippi, Southern Mississippi. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's
Boom.
correct.
But to light it up,
Good
that's
word.
such a weird fit.
I mean,
in every way.
Anybody else want him?
But him playing in Mississippi,
that's
bizarre.
True. It's true.
Thought he would have gone
farther south,
Illinois,
farther south
to New York, to California, natural, or Louisville.
It's true.
Or Kentucky. Jeff is interested in what Dane is doing for off-season training, turning into a hybrid of Dikembe Mutombo and Shaq, obviously. But to light it up, 6'9" Shaq.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like he's cutting weight a little bit. Ant Wright put him as the number 5 center in the Big Ten.
He also had Terrence Shannon as the number 2 shooting guard, which I don't see how people could be really that mad about.
I mean, yeah.
Are we going to act like Tyson Walker's not a very good basketball player?
It's true.
The thing with Tyson Walker is that he's like a point guard's body playing shooting guard because Hogard runs the one there. But, yeah, I mean, Illinois starting lineup right now, if you put me on the spot, I would probably say I've kind of thought about it a little bit, and I've done one flip where I think you're probably still going to see Dane at the 5. So it's going to be Ty Rodgers at the 1. It's going to be Terrence Shannon Jr. at the 2. It's going to be Luke Goody also playing in there, and Coleman Hawkins and Dane Danger. So I don't think it's going to be that wild. I think you're going to see a pretty stout unit as your second unit where you have 3 veteran guys like Damask, Harmon, and Guerrier. And you have a freshman mix in there. You want to throw Sincere with those guys. You want to put DGL with those guys occasionally. You want to try Hansberry as a small ball 5. You want to try Guerrier as a small ball 5. Bada bing, bada boom. You get a lot of options. I'm sure Jeff Alexander will be figuring those options out as well.
You think we see
tries to get Darko Milicic to come to Illinois?
You think we see Sincere run the point at all this year?
Yeah, I think he'll be ball handling a little bit. Yeah, I'd rather see that than Shannon.
Yeah. Bergie says the logo looks good. Jeff says, seriously, they need to get an ex-NBA guy in there to work with him. Yeah, I'd say that's the only problem with Illinois' coaching staff is they really don't have a coach for the bigs. So
Antigua's coming back. Heard it here first. Another thing to think about with the lineup is you definitely want to get Shannon on the wing as much as possible this year. And that's why I think you probably have him there, and then Goody kind of plays like a hybrid 2-guard type role.
Yeah, I don't want to see Shannon bring up the ball very much, personally.
Yeah, I have almost zero interest in that.
Unless they tied his left hand behind his back and made him dribble with his right all summer.
Coleman running the 1?
I bet we see Coleman running the 1 more than you think.
What about DGL? I think there's some hype with DGL. Seen a lot of him. Seen a lot of DGL in practice or pictures. Haven't seen a lot of Hansberry.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a couple of Hansberry, but yeah, not.
I haven't been paying attention at all. But whenever I see DGL, I'm like, hey, DGL is a guy that it's going to be tough when he transfers after this year. But
Bruce says at least when Illinois was a 1 seed, they didn't lose to 16 like Purdue did. Brad is continuing to get Illinois there. Grateful for that. I agree. You can't be mad at where
the other thing is Michigan was another 1 seed recently, and they got to the Elite 8 that year, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah,
but the Purdue thing is still very funny.
Steve thinks that Sincere will surprise everybody this year. I hope to see a big jump from Sincere. I mean, Sincere, whenever he played, it was solid minutes. There were a few games where he kind of, got a little crazy, but with his defense, if he can get his offense going at a Big Ten level, then he's going to continue to be really good. So, 55 minutes. We didn't make it.
See if he shoots a little better.
Yeah, I think we see some better shooting out of him too.
Better free throw shooting, or is not just?
I don't care about his free throws. Make some threes.
Maybe get a little bit better from the free throw line. He's also not a guy that's going to go
to the line very often. Could you imagine? I mean, how many guys will Illinois have under 55% from the line next year?
55% is a weird. What about 65? because that'll be most
that's
of the,
pretty good for Illinois.
most of the team is going to be under 65. The only guys above that are going to be Shannon, Damask, Harmon, maybe Goody, Hawkins, maybe. We'll see. And then unders, obviously, Rogers and Sincere will both be like 12% ceiling. And then Dane might turn into maybe Dane's the next Victor Wembanyama.
Do you think Dane has a better free throw shooting percentage than Ty Rogers and Sincere Harris?
Combined, yes. What were those two last year combined? Couldn't have been good.
Well, Sincere was like 12%, wasn't he?
I'm about to crunch the numbers on that right now. Let's see. Here we go. Hold on. Holding. Offense, number 72. Okay. Dane, 52 last year. Rogers, okay, so it was 58 combined. Rogers, 38. Sincere, 20. So only out by 6% last year.
By 6%.
So we'll see. Who knows?
Ooh. All right. Well,
all right.
Those are our two point guards right now. So
no doubt. Okay, that is going to do it for us. We'll be back sometime in the near future, sometime in July, hopefully, for sure. I'd like to do at least one in July, but
yep, we'll definitely be back in July.
If we don't,
we'll at least do one a month until we get to September.
Yeah, anywhere from 1 to 3, I would say.
Yeah, thanks,
Steve. Our
Steve.
sweet spot there. So
we always appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us, interacting with us. You make what we do possible. So, I guess.
Okay, well, you don't have to say anything else there. I mean, geez, 166.
That doesn't look like a heart at all.
It's kind of weird. 166. We'll see you again soon.